Hello, everyone. Can you all hear me? I just started up the live stream. Just let me know if you're able to hear me here. Oh, it looks like there's folks joining here. Hey, EJ. Hey, George. Matthew, what's going on, man? Hey, Ronaldo. Thank you for joining. Philip, thank you. Wally Me. D4K, thank you for joining. I'm doing well, Matthew. I hope you're doing well in Florida. How's everything going for you, Reynaldo, Philip, EJ? I mean, it's Sunday. Just wanted to create this live event. It's been a while since I've done this, so I just wanted to just start this up and just share information with everyone. I mean, I have a list of stocks that I want to cover today, and just wanted to see if anyone really wanted to dive deep into any stocks that they wanted to share so that we all can benefit. First ticker that I have here is HCMC, but we'll talk further into that once we settle in here. That's good, Philip. Wow, Ronaldo, I had no idea that you actually live in Mexico. That's cool, man. I mean, Cinco de Mayo is coming up around the Bay Area right now, like driving around Santa Clara, San Jose, California. You see, Mexican flags on cars, so it's cool because it just seems like everyone's getting ready to celebrate for Cinco de Mayo, and it's going to be an amazing time in the next few days. Tris National, yeah. I mean, Monday's coming, man. I mean, it's coming. I mean, there's so much stocks that we all are wanting to get involved with, right? What are some of the stocks that you guys have high confidence in? Go ahead and share it down in the comment section, and we can dive deep into each one and look further into each. That's really cool. Like, which part of Mexico, Reynaldo, are you from? Like, I know the whole country, but like, where are you? Like, on the east side, west? Which part of Mexico? Where is everyone from, anyways? I mean, I know where Matthew's from, Wally, me, George. I have no idea where you all are from. Taufik, thanks for joining. And you're from New York City. That's cool, man. In terms of updates with INND, I mean, it's just a matter of just playing the hold long term. You know that INND ran all the way up to like 7 cents, and then it's been hovering below the 1-2 cents, and then all of a sudden it just powerhouse all the way up to 5 cents, and now it's establishing ground at 3 cents. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when that time comes. Matamoros border with Brownsville, Texas. That's cool, man. I love just learning about, different geographies where everyone's at. Virginia, that's really cool. I mean, I know there's a lot of history in Virginia. Yeah, just anything that you all want to share. VXRT EJ, yep. I mean, VXRT was like, what, at $5, undervalued, and all of a sudden it just bull ran all the way up, right? And on Monday, it's going to be having a guest speaker, VXRT, regarding a T-cell immune response. The question is, can it run back up to like mid-20s or even beyond that? It's quite possible. But yeah, just go ahead and leave some of the stocks that you want all of us to review, and we'll go through that. But first off, I wanted to talk about healthier choices management. I mean, on Friday last week, it ran 37%. When we look at this 6-month trend here, I mean, at one point it ran to like 005 from 0002. So that's huge gains there. Let's say if you were to get it at that low point. However, current price right now is at the 002. And if it were to bull run back up to where it was, 005, that's huge gains right there. So we know that there's going to be updates with the Philip Morris case. If you are not aware, in fact, HCMC is a plaintiff against Philip Morris, and there may be a settlement that will be paid out to HCMC, and it's regarding proprietary lawsuits on some of their patent information. So seems like HCMC will be winning this case and that they will be paid out by million or more. So that's going to be a big benefit for positive return on cash flow for HCMC, and that's what's really getting this company bullish right now. If you look at the volume, I mean, on Friday it was at 236 million. We know previously before when this peak happened, it was up in the billions. So there's just great opportunity. JMC Jason, thank you for joining, man. I really appreciate your comment, and you just providing real estate investment. That's cool. I mean, had I not spoken with you, I would have not known about the apps that are available for like passive investing with real estate. So if anyone's interested, JMC Gen will be able to guide you in the right direction. Let's say if you're trying to invest in real estate passively, there's opportunity to gain on dividends as well. Okay, so Albert, thank you for your insight there. BBRW, we'll talk about INND, BBRW. So just leave comments down below, and we will definitely touch base on these items here. So thank you all for joining. I really appreciate you all being part of this event here, and there's no actual agenda here. I mean, I have a list of stocks we'll be going through, and just feel free to leave any stock picks that you have high conviction in, and we can deep dive, and we can try to understand what's so valuable about these tickers, because we are basically trying to share information to share with everyone where the food is on the table so that we all can eat, right? We're not trying to win alone or anything like that. So HCMC, this is one ticker to look out after. I mean, it can definitely run in the long run if you were to get it at the 002 price, and if it were to go up to just 10 cents, that's huge gains right there. So next up, I'm gonna go ahead and search up BBRW. And thank you, Albert, for sharing that. Brew-Built Manufacturing. Okay, so current share price is at 003, close to 004. At one point, it got up to nearing 2 cents here. So if it were to run all the way up to 2 cents, you are gaining huge from this current share price. So let's take a look at their website here. So it seems as though they are in the hemp industry. I may be incorrect here, but looking at their website, let's take a look. Get a first-hand look at Ronan's Custom Brew House with brewer Charlie Johnson and Brew-Built's owner Jeff Lewis. Yeah, if you can share some information to Albert on what's so unique about this company, right? Because I'm fairly new at this too, and I'm kind of just researching it as we go here. I like looking at actual websites of the company just to see what value this company is providing to shareholders. So breweries need more than equipment. They need a combination of resources, education, and support to take their ideas and efforts further to grow their business. This is what Jeff Lewis and his team of engineers at Brew-Built like to call partnership. Okay, so our mission was to help Ronan bring their vision to life so they could achieve their business goals. So what's the solution that they provide? We started by chatting with Charlie about his ideas, challenges, and goals to get a holistic view on what he was trying to achieve. This brought us to design a 3-vessel brew house system from the ground up. With Charlie and our team working together, this allowed us to anticipate the needs of Ronan's systems for short and long term. We then packaged, delivered, and installed the whole system with Charlie on site. Within 48 hours, we enjoyed the first batch of brew. In just 9 weeks of install, Ronan had produced and sold out his first batches. Since the installation of Brewhouse. Okay, so it seems like they install and deliver equipment for a brewery, if I'm correct here. And they have a 3-year partnership in counting with different companies. So okay, so I guess they install equipment for breweries for alcohol, it seems like. And I mean, given the fact that things are opening up, I mean, at least in California, I mean, we are now in the orange, close to being yellow territory, meaning restaurants you can start dining in. In fact, I dined in during the weekend, and you don't really have to order takeout anymore. So things are beginning to lighten up, although it's very unfortunate to hear about like India and Brazil. So let's just make sure we do our prayers for those areas, because even though the United States, it seems like COVID is becoming more in control, where we understand the disease, we are getting immunized with vaccinations. Other parts of the world right now are heavily impacted, so let's not lose sight of how it's impacting the world. We have to be mindful about that and just do our prayers for different areas, right? So this is a value add play, I would say. I mean, definitely something to consider here. So thank you for sharing that, Albert. I mean, just knowing that things are opening up, I have belief that BBRW will start gaining on future valuation growth. I mean, just knowing that they have streamlined this process and they work with different restaurants, companies, I'm sure, to install their systems. And I'm sure they do the servicing too, so that means they do make money from servicing their own equipment at different restaurants, whether it's maintenance or unplanned visit service repairs. That's why BBRW is a potential value add play. I mean, at one point it ran all the way up close to 2 cents. Current market cap is at 16 million, so still a small type of company, but in the long run, it may gain traction here, just knowing that restaurants are beginning to open up. Okay, so Jason, JMC, one stock that I have had a while with potential is KNOS. They do air purifier products, KNOS Advanced Technologies. Definitely, we'll look at that next. KNOS. All right, so before we move on from BBRW, BBRW is expanding worldwide, over 300 million revenue coming up. Also will make custom craft beer for restaurants and send highest quality brewery equipment around the world. Okay, so that's what differentiates themselves over other companies, because I'm sure there are competitors in this market. However, their unique strategy is trying to scale up by customizing their craft beer for restaurants and delivering an extraordinary quality experience with their type of brewery equipments all around the world. In terms of cycle time, we all have to look at that to see, is it adding value in terms of like providing beer at a faster rate than other equipments out there. So thank you, Albert, for sharing that. And next up, we will look at KNOS. And thank JMC for that. KNOS Advanced Technologies. Okay, I love just learning about different companies out there, because it's amazing just to understand the purpose of different companies in terms of what they do with their products or service that they provide. Now, KNOS Advanced Technologies, thanks JMC for providing this information. If you have any insights, please leave it down in the comments so that we further understand what's so unique about this company. When I look at a business, I tend to ask myself, what's so unique about this company? How are they adding value to the consumer market, right? So currently they are in the OTC market. Their 52-week range was at 1 cent, ran all the way up to 45 cents at one point. So as you can see, February, we see it hitting close to a quarter right here. And now it's at 7 cents, definitely undervalued. And we know that with air purifying systems right now, it's just gaining so much traction right now. The distraction is COVID-19, right? But the opposite of distraction is traction. What's gaining traction? Companies like KNOS Advanced Technologies. Why? Because companies like this are really providing solutions, right, for the real world to get back into normalcy, whether it's in classrooms, restaurants. I'm not too sure what type of products they provide, but we'll look further into that here. So KNOS Advanced Technology announces direct selling division with Green Tech Direct. Okay, that's good news here. So KNOS Advanced Technology provides wearable bioaerosol sensors to schools for monitoring classrooms. So it seems as though they are working with school systems, and they do have sensors. Does that mean it can actually detect for certain disease states? That would be crazy. KNOS Advanced Technologies acquires Dogecoin Cash. Okay, so they are making money. I mean, if it was like 20 days ago, and if they made a Dogecoin Cash investment, that's huge. All right, so it looks like this company is based out in Oregon here. I mean, I may be incorrect, but their industry is pollution and treatment controls. Definitely high demand sector that we are currently in right now. And although they are competitors in this type of environment here, let's see what's so unique about KNOS in terms of how they can differentiate themselves from others. Right? Okay, so this is patented air purifier for home or office. KNOS Air 5G Model 5 iconic air purifier with washable filter. No need to replace HEPA filters. Eco-friendly, silent with advanced technology that kills 99.9% microscopic mold, bacteria, smog, smoke, and pet allergies. So let's see their products that they have here. Okay, so it's cool because it seems like you can just wash it rather than buying new filters in place, and that's what might attract the consumer market if you're able to reuse by cleaning, providing the right maintenance on your own for competitors. So they do have different fit air bundles, KNOS air purifiers, different HEPA filters. So from just looking at their website, I mean, they were featured on Fox News, Forbes, so they do have branding that's being showcased in value add arenas channels like Forbes, Bloomberg, Fox News, Business Insider, Geek Dad. So that's potential there for this type of company, KNOS here. So thank you, Matthew, for sharing that. And I know KNOS has been installing their air purifying products in schools around the country. They acquired a facility in Texas about a year ago. Okay, so they are establishing ground here. And the question is, can it run back up to its prior resistance? I mean, current share price right now is at 7 cents. So if it goes back up to 23, 24 cents, that is at least 250% gains. I mean, this is something to consider. I mean, just monitoring this company, and you know, if you have a exit strategy of like 10 cents, at least you're gaining on like 40% in gains right there, but the probability of it reaching 10 cents is very likely. So thank you, Jason, for sharing that. Any other tickers before we move on here? All right, so I'm just gonna go down the list here in terms of what tickers we'll be looking at. So next up is Interscope Hearing Technology. So I'm sure most of you are aware of what this company is working on right here. Interscope Hearing Technologies. If not, this is a medical device company in Roseville, California, in the North Bay Area. It's above San Francisco. Now, one of the most recent news about Interscope Hearing Technologies, led by CEO Matthew Moore. This guy is just an experienced guy in the field of audiology. I mean, he lives and breathes knowing what audiology is all about. I mean, just growing up with his family, they've always been so involved with audiology, and that's why I have belief that Matthew Moore has the vision to take this company into the right direction, where this company will gain traction and be able to establish ground and grow at a rate never seen before. I mean, when I look at products, it's like when you look on TV, right? When you watch different commercials, there are like 100 to 1,000 wants you can write down, right? Because there's just so many things that we want in life. But when it comes to like drugs, medical devices, vaccines, these are things that you really need. There's no question about whether you want to pay for it. You know, when it's something where it benefits your life, whether it's to enhance your health, similar to what INND is working on, right? You're providing better performance for people who have hearing problems. People will pay for that type of product, right? And the fact that INND has products that are less costly than its competitor, like ear, at like a third of the cost of what ear would charge, then people will have the buying power to want to purchase products through INND as opposed to competitors. And there's just millions of people all around the US impacted with this, and throughout the whole global scale, so much people are impacted with hearing problems. And that's one of the reasons why I have a position in INND as well, because when you just think in terms of simple scale, like what is this company doing for humanity? It's adding value by letting people be able to hear better, right? And what I like so much is that this company just has so much transparency going on, whether it's through Twitter, its website, but just seeing that they had just signed a letter of intent here with audio cardio. This is an app that has been approved, and it's been clinically approved by Stanford University and Samsung Medical Center to demonstrate that its app actually adds value to people who are trying to improve their health through hearing. And it's actually partnered up with USC, Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. So IND is beginning to gain more exposure all around California. We know California is just a state that generates so much revenue, right? I mean, when you look at California alone, I mean, it's considered a country, and it's ranked like number 5, number 6 all around the world in terms of bringing in revenue. So IND is gaining traction in the long run. So SIML, definitely, SIML is one to keep in mind, and we will look into that as well. All right, so just focusing on IND here, I mean, current share price at 3 cents. I have belief that in Q2, Q3, it's going to break the 10 cents range, and I'm holding long term because my exit strategy is up to the $1 share price range. I mean, medical devices, I mean, the only thing that's holding this back right now is gaining SEC compliance, OTC Pink, as well as getting information from the FDA on the guidance for hearing aids. So that's all going to be coming out, and it's definitely a safe play from how I see it right now. Tofix, so totally agree. IND is a value add stock. I love their mission and the product that adds value for people with hearing deficiency. Just a matter of time, definitely, right? I mean, when you look at it from a simple scale, they will take market share. And it's not like their products will be sitting around, because people need to place it on their ears so that they can hear. And the money will be, you know, returned back to IND because of the value that they bring with making these medical device products. And that's just going to take off in the long run. I mean, I remember like taking a course for auditing, and one of the lead instructors, he recommended for like all the medical device companies to make better hearing aids, because he actually had hearing problems too, and to date he just doesn't see that arena being well established with research and development. And now you have IND out there, so that's a coincidence. So in the long run it will run. So next up we will go through SIML. All right, so I will take any tickers that's added to the chat, and we'll discuss that through. And if I don't see any additional tickers, I'll just go down the list of what I have in place. So SIML, Simulatis Corporation. Okay, so as you can see, 001 at 5 cents. And this has an affiliation with the Brewery Company. So previously, I know that SIML was involved with just providing better technology for the experience of you know, with microphones, headsets, and all that. But it just seems like now they have a partnership with Brewing Company. So their strategy is changing from how I see it. And current share price is at the 001. When we look at it on a 6-month scale, at one point it ran all the way up to 007, right? I mean, is a U-shape going to be coming, or a V-shape going to be coming with this play here, right? I mean, OTCs since mid-February, it's been just taking a red downward turn. I mean, most OCC tickers have been getting hit so bad, and that's why I believe the pendulum will be switching. And let's say if you were to park your money here in SIML, once it runs all the way up to 007, you're gaining 600% on gains right there, just on investing on this undervalued stock, right? How much lower can it go when you think about it? I mean, it's already low, already establishing its support level, and once it pops up, you're gaining on huge proceeds. So when there's blood on Wall Street, this is when you capitalize. OTC has been taking such a beating, I mean, for the last 2 months, but that's not to say that it'll remain that way. It will run up. So Marcus, hey, thanks Marcus for providing your insight here on VTGN. So I've made a note on VTGN, but please share with the group here on what you think about VTGN while we look at this here. So VTGN Therapeutics. So there you go, SIML. What's so unique about them? CBD beer. That's going to be the moneymaker. HTBX. We will look at that after as well. Okay, because HTBX has the GP96 vaccine that's going on. Okay, so why did SIML drop so much before 2019? Does anyone have an answer to that, to Matthew's question there? All right, so VTGN. Okay, so this is in the NASDAQ market. Okay, it ran up to like 5% just recently. It's $500 million in terms of market cap. 52-week range was from 35 cents all the way up to $3. So back in 2020, towards the end of the year, it was in the less than $1 range, and it's been just running all the way up. And when we look at a 6-month range here, I mean, at one point it was establishing ground. Not too long ago, about like 10 days ago, at 196, and it's been just bull running up by like 25-30%. So what does VTGN Therapeutics do here, right? I mean, so it's a South San Francisco company. Okay, so they are providing anxiety disorder products, post-traumatic disorder products. So let's look at their product pipeline here. Okay, so our CNS pipeline includes 3 differentiated new generation drug candidates with potential to go beyond the current standard of care for anxiety, depression, and other CNS disorders. Each of our drug candidates has a novel mechanism of action, a favorable safety profile observed in all clinical studies to date, and therapeutic potential in multiple mental health and neurology markets. So they do have nasal sprays as well as oral mode of delivery, similar to like VXIT with their COVID-19 vaccine. So they have social anxiety disorder nasal spray, adjustment disorder, pre-procedural anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, postpartum anxiety, panic disorder, major depressive disorder. Okay, so we know that this disease here is only going to grow, right? And if this company is able to prove that their product works, I mean, in fact, they have the product here for social anxiety disorder in phase 3 clinical trials, and once that does gain traction, meaning they get approval from the FDA, that's going to be huge. And let's look at some of the p-values that they have here. Following a statistically significant phase 2 public speaking probability 0.002. So this demonstrates that it's statistically significant, meaning that their data is working. I mean, this is like this is 98% effective right here based on their statistical analysis right here. In a successful meeting with FDA, we are currently preparing for pivotal phase 3 development. So this is looking promising here with this company. I like how they provide statistical analysis data, and just knowing that they are in the niche environment for antidepressants, that's going to be huge. And knowing that this company is coming out from San Francisco, VTGN can be a huge runner-up. So thank you so much, Marcus, for providing this type of company. I will be monitoring this, because let's look at their 5-year scale here. I mean, 2016 it was at $4. It's been at 70 cents, and now it's gaining traction. I mean, it's gone up by like 300% already since Q4 of 2020. The question is, can it start bull running up? And this might be the time where it's undervalued and it will start skyrocketing. All right, Philip, thank you so much for joining, and you have a great night. Okay, we'll catch you next time. So deep promising pipeline for anxiety, depression, and CNS disorders through a nasal spray mode of delivery. That's huge. It's so easy, right? You're not taking they do have oral pills as well, but with the nasal spray, it's just quick and easy. And you know, if patients are able to say that it works, then that's going to be huge, because now in pharmaceuticals, the voice of the patient is very important. All right, so next up, we are going to be looking at HTBX. SIML is a new company with the new CEO. They are expanding worldwide. CBD beer will be sent worldwide. So SIML is definitely differentiated. I mean, working with BBRW and with their unique strategy of getting into CBD beer, that's huge, right? I mean, people who drink alcohol at times, you know, would rely on, you know, different alternatives to really get them acclimated again to be able to focus, and that might just take away the drunk feeling, at least, you know. I mean, I know some people who get really drunk and then they need to do a smoking. I mean, that's different than CBD, but that's the THC, and that really helps them be able to focus. Not to say that you are supposed to be operating a vehicle or anything like that, but it gives them the attention for focus. So, okay, so let's look at HTBX. We know that this company here did a reverse split, so that's why the share price looks more valued. This really reminds me of iBio when you look at it. This is like the East Coast company in Florida. In fact, they work with the University of Miami, HTBX. They have a GP96 product that's being researched for COVID-19 right now. Let's look at their website here. And thank you, Matthew, for bringing this company up. Heat Biologics, activating the immune system here. So let's look at their product pipeline. So as you can see, they are working on a wide range of different products. For cell therapy, GP96 viral, solid tumors, COVID-19, solid tumors. So as you can see, one of their products is in phase 2 clinical trial. So that's huge. I mean, this is the driver here, though, the COVID-19, the GP96 for the COVID-19 vaccine. I mean, once we hear that there's going to be news about this company entering phase 1 clinical trials, I do believe that the share price will start running up. I mean, these small cap companies will begin taking market share in the long run, because with the current commercialized vaccines going on with Moderna, Pfizer, J&J, I mean, that's not going to exclude these small companies coming out with different products. So that's why I like monitoring these type of companies as well. So thanks, Albert, for sharing all that information. 25 to 125 million over the next 36 months. Projected revenue for building brewery systems is projected to be 250 million over the next 48 months. I mean, people love drinking, right? I mean, and if there's CBD alcohol, that's just going to be the new niche environment that people want to get into, right? I mean, people are willing to pay for that. The paradigm shift has begun, right, with just legalization of marijuana, and that's why it's going to be a revenue generator. I mean, before, I mean, it seems like with generations ago, people were so against smoking and all that, but now CBD, THC, all that, I mean, it's beginning to get a positive connotation now, at least in pharmaceuticals as well. So next up, that reminds me, we can take a look at SKYE Bioscience. So most of you, if you're not aware with what this company is working on, in fact, they have a product portfolio intended for glaucoma, and they are researching using their CBD VHS prodrug to tap into different indications of use. So let's look at their website here. This is a San Diego biotechnology company, and what's so unique about their company, right? Well, they have the THC VHS. They have an all-star team that they have. Let's look at their team here. This is Puneet Dhillon, the CEO. He previously worked at Oncosec. He uplisted the company from OTC to NASDAQ. So that just tells you that's his vision. He plans on uplisting SKYE Bioscience to the NASDAQ market, right? Once the market capital begins to grow. And he also worked at Inovio Pharmaceuticals about 10 years ago, and he really built that company from the ground up as well. And when we look at the scientific advisory board, you have Dr. Munoz from University of Spain, Dr. Apadino, professor of organic chemistry from Italy. And if you look at the clinical advisory board, I mean, Jeffrey Goldberg, he's just reputable. He's from Stanford University. You have Louis Pasquale from Mount Sinai, New York City, and Robert Rich from Mount Sinai. That's just huge. I mean, definitely a reputable scientists, ophthalmologists that are really adding value to develop a product that will change the lives, at least for now, in glaucoma patients. And this is going to be huge because we know that with its technology, at least for the THC VHS, its drug product will be entering phase 1 clinical trials in the second half of this year. So the moment we enter Q3, that's when we will hear news where this company will enter human clinical trials, at least 62 patients in Australia, right? And there's tax credit implications for doing clinical trials in Australia. You save money that way. And that data is going to be used to submit that to the US FDA via a pre-IND investigational new drug submission. And we know that preclinical trials data is actually going to be released this quarter. So we have several weeks left to hear about its challenge studies on intraocular pressure. This is the leading cause for glaucoma here. When you have increase in intraocular pressure, that damages your optic nerve. You don't get fluid flow, and that causes inadequate flow in the fluid, and as a result that damages your optic nerve. This is definitely going to be huge because it's already demonstrated that, you know, with cannabis smoking, that already reduces IOP. However, when you try to enter the pharmaceutical world, you can't really just go to your local dispensary and purchase that, and that will give you the psychedelic effect. But with SKYE Bioscience, they bioengineered their product to provide a clinical benefit only specific to the eye to reduce IOP levels. And once they release their neuroprotection studies data this quarter to demonstrate that it can provide neuroprotective effects with its prodrug THC VHS, that's going to be a $1 billion market that they are tapping into. And I mean, the American Academy of Ophthalmology, it's beginning to see the value that THC is providing, and that's going to be a huge game changer from my perspective. Now, just Lane. Okay, so SNPW, thank you for joining, and we will talk about that next. SNPW is the next ticker we will look at here. SNPW. Sun Pacific Holding. Okay, so this company is again in the OTC market here. It's currently valued at, thank you, like God, I appreciate that. With SKYE Bioscience, not too much people know about this company, but it's going to run soon, and it's huge because cannabis play, at least in the pharmaceutical world, it's like a win-win situation right now. I mean, we're hearing so much legalization in Mexico, United states are popping up for legalized use, and that's going to be huge. I mean, you look at Jazz Pharmaceuticals acquiring GW Pharmaceutical, that just validates the whole paradigm of how we look at natural medicine. That's going to be huge. Matthew, thank you so much for joining, and you take care, man. All right, and I'll be sending you something very soon in the once I go to the store and deliver it. But thank you so much for your support and everything that you do, man. You take care. All right. All right, Sun Pacific Holding is at 3 cents. So if you can share with us, Ghislaine, what you know about SNPW. I mean, I'm fairly new at this ticker here. Currently 34 million. Volume of shares traded is up into 10 million. And at one point, late January, ran all the way up to 20 cents. Oh my goodness. 20 cents. Currently, if you get it at 3 cents and it runs up to 21 cents, 20 cents, that's like 600-700% gains. And we know OTC has been just taking a bad beating lately, right? And this is a green energy company providing solar panel and lighting products in the U.S. The company offers solar bus stops, solar trash cans, and street kiosks, as well as advertising services. It provides general, electrical, plumbing contracting services. The company engages in building and developing a waste-to-energy plant in the state of Rhode Island. So that's the overview of the company here. Hey Greg, thank you for joining, man. I mean, you're not late here. I mean, we're all just kind of just going through some tickers. I mean, there were plays of HCMC, INND, BBRW, KNOS, SIML, a CBD brewing company, VTGN, HTBX. Now we're looking at SNPW, SunPower Holding. We know that energy has been taking a hit lately, but that's not to say that energy won't do well, because what goes down will generally start catapulting up. I mean, this reminds me of like single point SING, SING, similar to Sun Pacific here in the energy sector market. So this company will gain traction because we know solar is the name of the game, and it's just once the market makers really allow for energy companies to do well, this company will start taking off from my perspective. And let's look at their information here in terms of their mission. So Sun Pacific is a diversified public trading holding company encompassing the following subsidiaries. So Sun Pacific Power, Street Smart Outdoor Corp, Med Recycler, and National Mechanical Corp. We continue to build upon our management's knowledge and experience across all business sectors. Our primary mission is to serve both our customers and shareholders. All right. I like that picture, walking into the woods of all green, right? I mean, that looks awesome. Now, let's look at the company profile here. Greg, thank you, man, for always being a supporter. You are awesome. So it looks like they are a verified profile company here, and this is good. I mean, when you look at their pink status, they are current, so that's good. I mean, once companies like INND gets a pink status, that's going to be a catalyst driver. But for energy right now, we know it's been taking a hit, and from my perspective right now, definitely undervalued. I do like these type of energy sector plays. What goes down will come up. So like companies like SNPW, Ideal Power, SunPower, Blue Sphere Corporation, Ascent Solar Technologies, those companies will be running. I mean, just solar has been taking a hit, but the pendulum will be switching back, and this company will start running from my perspective. So thank you for sharing that. Really appreciate this ticker play here, SNPW. That just really gives me the mindset that energy will change in terms of the growth, because when you look here, I mean, January it ran all the way up to 20 cents, and it's been just taking a downward beating. So it reminds me of like Ideal Power here. Ideal Power took a similar trend. I mean, it ran all the way up to like $22 from like $6, single digits, ran up to 22, and it's been taking that downward trend here. When you look at Blue Sphere is a waste to energy conversion company. It ran up to 3 cents, and it's been just taking a downward trend. So buy when there's blood on Wall Street, because that's going to be a huge money maker in the long run. I mean, look at ASTI, same type of pattern here in the energy sector. 7 cents, now at 2 cents. SunPower, same type of approach here. So it's a whole sector business that's getting impacted. But at one point, SunPower ran all the way up to $53. Now it's lost 50% of its valuation already. But that's not to say these companies aren't going to be growing, because whenever you see downward trends, that's when you start parking your money there and just wait for the V-shape to come up and get out whenever you feel like it's an opportunity where you are satisfied with your capital gains. And energy will be running, because why? As summer comes, that's when it gets very hot, and you start thinking about air conditioning and just solar efficiency, and that's when these companies will start getting more calls for orders, for purchase orders. You know it. Prices from their suppliers will be increasing, and the demand for products will be running up from my perspective. So SNPW will be a play that will gain in future evaluations. So thank you for that. All right, so Greg, any other tickers that you wanted to share? I know you have so much insight, like AITX. I learned that from you, and that's going to be a value add play. Next up is IMTL, Image Protect. So if you're interested, Image Protect, I learned this from my friend Noose here. I mean, he's actually invested in IMTL too, but from his due diligence, he let me know that this is related to like an NFT play here. However, it's been on a downward trend path, but you know, what goes down will generally go back up. I mean, when it ran all the way up close to like 2 cents, now it's dropped all the way down to 0.005. The V shape will likely start happening, and this will be a play that can, you know, be an opportunity gain here. So IMTL is something that you should consider, because NFT is like, you're beginning to hear a lot more about non-fungible tokens, and there's a lot of visual digital art that's being purchased. In fact, I read that one of LeBron James' visual digital picture was purchased for like millions of dollars. So that's just crazy, right? Because usually you'd buy like a physical poster or some portrait, but now it's all through like digital art. So that's just changing how we see the world now. And the fact that IMTL is part of the whole NFT space, that's just huge, because it's involved with the leading celebrity photographer for its NFT market space. So current valuation, it's better that you get in now than when it was at its peak of like close to 2 cents, right? So it's not what you buy, it's how you buy. And when you buy it 2 months after its high point, then that's definitely how you make money in the stock market. So let me go ahead and read this. Juan, thank you for that, Danny. I wouldn't say that, man. I mean, I'm just learning from everyone here, just sharing information, and I try to, you know, provide insights on what I think will run, but I'm not coming up with any of this. I mean, maybe just like a small percentage, but it's really coming from most of you all as well. So, you know, what goes down will go up. That's how it is. I mean, unless a business goes out of like business, right? That's very unlikely. And the reason being is because of the fact that this company, it's an oil company, and is actually looking to increase shareholder value with both acquisition and merger. Yes, actually both. Definitely. See, Greg, you know so much, man. I don't know how you know so much, but it's great that you're able to share all this information. It is a low float stock, but on top of that, no debt. That's huge. Thank you, Ghislaine. I really appreciate that, you know. But keep throwing some ideas out. You know, I know you all have great, innovative ideas and thoughts. Any tickers that you think will be running. One ticker I wanted to just kind of bring it out there is VXIT. I mean, I'm not sure if you all are aware of VXIT, but this ticker was recently, look, when we look at like April 26th, which has only been like a couple days when you think about it, it was at $5. Within a week, it ran up more than 100% in positive proceeds. Why? There wasn't any news coming out, but it's amazing because this company has oral pill medications that they are working on specific for COVID and other related diseases. And this is a different mode of delivery, right? I mean, with COVID-19, a lot of people are getting like vaccine shots with needles and all that, but people would rather take an oral pill, right? And there's been talks about how this company can potentially be bought out by like J&J. This is a San Francisco-based company, a biotechnology company, where they're trying to change the way that you get immunized by taking an oral pill to be vaccinated. And that's huge. And in fact, similar to like HCMC with its upcoming news against Philip Morris on the lawsuit, May 3rd, which is tomorrow, VXIT will be having a guest speaker tomorrow to deliver information on its T-cell response. And this ticker may continue to run up still, but looking here, April 26th, it ran all the way up to like $11, just very fast. I mean, what goes up very fast can have potential to go down, but you know, it can continue running up. And when we look at it on a large scale here, at one point, it just spiked all the way up to like $23, and then it took a downward trend path here. And now it's running back up at a very fast rate, and it can continue to make a run. So I would monitor this company, whether you're riding the wave, you set your stop losses, or you just you think you missed this boat and just look elsewhere. But from a short swing, long-term perspective, VXIT can start running up. I thought it ran up because of automatic price buying. VXIT turned it into a monster. Hey, so what does that mean, like with automatic price buying? Is that like AI purchasing it, like robots buying shares of it? That's my first time hearing about automatic price buying. So it'd be great if you can share some insight on that. Like God, I'm not too familiar with what automatic price buying is. But yeah, anyways, VXIT is one company to look at. So next, while we were talking about NFTs, oh, I was gonna bring up OCGN as well. While we were talking about VXIT, but yeah, we will cover that next here. OCGN is definitely a value add play as well. I mean, it's been running up with this Covaxin drug product, and with India just getting hit so bad with COVID-19. Just remember, we got to do our prayers for different parts of the world, because even though U.S. is getting quite better with the whole COVID-19 pandemic, countries like Brazil and India, they're taking a huge hit right now. So we've got to be mindful of the whole world, not just ourselves. With TKAT, I mean, this was in the single digits. It ran all the way up to $53 in NFT play. At one point, it took a dip at 17, and it just ran up. I mean, April 20th, ran all the way up to $33 within 3 days. And just recently, it ran all the way up to 39, and it just took a downward dip to 32. So from my perspective, either it can get down to like 25, but that $60 range is coming very soon. So I would just recommend that to you all with TKAT. Before we move on next to, I believe people have an alert and they buy it. Then okay, gotcha. So they're kind of just monitoring for any spikes, and that's when they just buy it, right? Okay. All right. So next up is OCGN. We will look at OCGN. We'll look at their website here as well. And OCGN was like in the $5 range not too long ago as well. I mean, here it was at 564 April 19, and it just bull run all the way up to like freaking 1267 within like a few days when you think about it. But let's look at their product pipeline here. This company based out in Pennsylvania. Okay, so their website isn't working right now, but from what I know, they have a drug product called Covaxin, and they are trying to get emergency use authorization into India. And I'm sure India is just huge right now with needing medicine, right? I mean, they'll take literally anything right now because people are just dying left and right in that area. And here's an interesting article here from Motley Fool. Not to say that I fully believe everything from Motley Fool, but better Robinhood stock, OCGN or Afria? I like both when you think about it. However, currently, I would say Afria is more undervalued. I mean, you could have got Afria at like $4. This is a cannabis play. It ran all the way up to like $28, but it's lost nearly 50% from that high resistance point, now at like $13, $14. It definitely will run up to like $30. You hold this long term. But I was recommending Afria like $4 Q4 of 2020. It's great to see it running, and it has acquisition merger news with Tilray. And Bank of America actually released data that Tilray will be running up with a higher price target. Their partner Barhat is charging double what others are. Dang, that's crazy. What else do you know about OCGN? Like God, I mean, people are just so bullish with OCGN right now. I mean, VXIT, OCGN. I mean, these are some huge name company plays right now, and if they have the drug product that works, that's going to be huge, because Covaxin is what everyone is like talking about right now. All right, so next up I'm going to bring up is TGGI, Trans Global Group. This is a company that is out in China, I believe, and they work in the whole beverage industry, alcohol beverage, wine industry. Supposedly there's discussions about how this company will be likely uplisted in NASDAQ. I don't know if that's 100% true, but that's the approach that they're trying to take here. And we know that at a minimum, TGGI, if they plan on getting uplisted to NASDAQ, that requires a minimum $4 share price. And currently, I mean, running up all the way up to 008, where it's at 003, I mean, it's just a matter of time for this ticker to catapult up. And I've been hearing a lot about TGGI as well as AZFL, I mean, with its CBD related to extract. I mean, AZFL, I believe they are trying to finish up with establishing their facility, and once that comes into place, AZFL will also be a runner-up from my perspective. So next up I wanted to talk about is ICBU. Alright, so ICBU currently at 1 cent. Friday it ran all the way up to like 28%. What's happening with this company, right? I mean, it ran all the way up to like 35 cents at one point. So that is huge. Or it ran up to 3 cents, I apologize. Alright, from like 0002. That's just huge gains. So IMD companies focuses resources on farming of chia, cryptocurrency coins for all facilities. Okay, anything cryptocurrency related, if a company is focused on that arena, that's just huge news. And I don't know so much details about this company, but as you can see, IMD Companies confirms 200 million common stock share reduction with company transfer agent and gives corporate update. IMD Companies expands operations for cryptocurrency farming in Silicon Slopes near Utah. IMD Companies launches new cryptocurrency farming data in Phoenix, Arizona. So they are in the cryptocurrency mining realm, and at 1 cent right now, and that's definitely a price not to ignore, because its 52-week high is 4 cents, so it can run up 300% in gains. That just reminds me, I mean, with cryptocurrency plays, I actually have position in Ethereum Classic. It's been just recently bull running. I mean, I was recommending this at like $12-13, and now it's at $44. I really believe Ethereum Classic will break the $250 if you hold this long term. It just recently broke its prior performance back in 2018, not too long ago. That's why I really like ETC versus like Bitcoin or like Ethereum, because when you look at Bitcoin, it's already bypassed its prior resistance like 2 years ago, and it's just recent that ETC had just broke its prior performance. That's why it's looking huge. So one other crypto play from my perspective. So next up I wanted to share is VXIT. So I don't know too much about this company play here, but it was recommended to do some DD on this, so I just wanted to share with this ticker to you all. VXIT Technologies, currently at 3 cents, ran all the way up to like 12 cents at one point. What is so unique about this company? Not so much data here. It's in the OTC market, 26 million. From its prior high at 10 cents. Question is, can it run back up to its prior resistance? I don't know. I really don't. I just don't see much data on this company. So, yeah, I'll look further into that and then provide more input in the future. So, SOAN, Angiosoma, another OTC play here at 7 cents. Friday gained 11%, but as you can see, it's been just running recently at 37 million capital, 52-week range from 0006 all the way up to like 8 cents here. So it's at its high point, and let's look at expanded range here of 1 year. Q1 of 2021, it was at 8 cents and 008, and now at 8 cents. It's a biotechnology company from Texas. we're looking at the website here just to see what value that this company adds. Our science comes from the heart, and let's look at their products. So they have lipostin, they have transdermal PG1 patch. So this is a using FDA approved alpha-stradiol prostaglandin. Okay, liposine. So this is like drug related to the heart, I believe. So angio, that's related to just heart related problems. A patented nutraceutical using either natural or synthetic nicotine in a patented method for substantially accelerating the development of muscle mass and strength. For sleep aids, staying awake and alert, strength and stamina, enhancing libido while aiding erections. Okay. Well, this company seems like it's barely starting off. Not so much data, I would say, but that's not to say that it won't run up, right? I mean, back in 2016, it was at 24 cents. I just think that there's other plays that would be better than this company here, from my perspective. Now, here's one play that I've been hearing a lot about, Green Global International, GGII. I mean, it's been just running. I mean, last week it's been just climbing and climbing and climbing. I mean, April 22nd, it was at 0.004, and now it's at 3 cents. From 0.004 to 3 cents. So that's huge, right? Volume of trading is like 250 million. That's huge. Let's look at their data here. GGII, through its subsidiary, owns rights to the Green Globe brand for independent certification of sustainable travel, tourism, and related green businesses. So they're based out in California, looks like, unless that data has changed. Okay, so this is their actual website here, Green Global International. The UK company that owns the Green Global brand and all global trademark rights. Green Globe, used for sustainability programs worldwide that meet the universally respected Green Global standards, which were developed by world-leading scientists and academics, is to assist the brand owner and licensors in expanding the commercial use the Green Globe brand and to continually develop new acquisition and investment opportunities for the holding company to build shareholder value. Yeah, so from what we discussed about earlier, I mean, just with energy, it's been taking a hit. However, this company can grow, and I mean, just looking at the recent performance, it went from like 0.004 to currently 3 cents, so that's huge. Some of the key performance areas include sustainable development, energy efficiency, renewable energy, water conservation, water efficiency, waste reduction, waste reuse, community involvement, community building, charitable support, philanthropy, wildlife protection. This is huge. This company can run, from my perspective. So that's just one ticker I wanted to share with you. GGII, just been hearing so much about this company from experienced investors, and currently at 3 cents. It may take a dip from my perspective, so if you were to buy now, I mean, how you buy, right? You don't really want to buy when it's at a high peak, especially after running up from like 0.002. So I would monitor this closely. Let's say if you want to buy and put a stop loss, if it drops, it takes an inflection point of, going down, then play it safe, but it may continue to run. But in most cases, what generally spikes up very fast like that will take a downward toll. And how you buy, you want to give it like a minimum of 3 weeks for the valuation to decrease, and then buy it at a low point before. But this company, I mean, there's a reason for why it went from like 0.002 all the way up to like 3 cents. That's GGII. So next ticker I wanted to share with you all. I mean, if you have any other tickers you wanted to share, let's leave it in the chat and we will discuss further. Next is AKUS. I mean, we're looking at a 6-month range here. It was at $21. It lost 33% already. Currently at $14. This is a biotech company here, based out in Massachusetts. We're looking at the website here. So this company has drug products to really restore, improve your physiologic hearing. So while companies like INND have products to add value with hearing performance, this company is providing corrective actions to improving health of your hearing. Now their focus, let's take a look at their products that they have in place. They have targeted delivery, precision therapies, and looking at their project pipeline, they have different products, as you can see in preclinical. I have high belief that in the long run, this company will gain traction from my perspective, because there's definitely an increased demand for having products that will support hearing. I mean, not just medical device, but actually having pharmaceutical products to improve your hearing. Yeah, GGII ran all the way up to 4,400%. That's just amazing. All right, just Lane, we will talk about VBIV as well. But yeah, I just wanted to share with you AKUS. I mean, this is a ticker in the NASDAQ market, but definitely undervalued from how I see it. So take a look at that one. VBIV, company based out in Massachusetts. I mean, February it was at $4. Now it's at $3. It has the different vaccines for hepatitis B. I know hepatitis B is already clinically approved in Israel. It submitted its marketing authorization in Europe as well as in the United States. Hepatitis B is the product that's going to provide money for this company to support and funnel other products such as glioblastoma, coronavirus, and other related diseases. So it's hepatitis B here, as you can see, completed phase 3 double-blind randomized control studies. So this is nearing commercialization. So that's going to be huge. The hepatitis B vaccine. And with the coronavirus, we haven't heard much about the VBIV here. Yeah, I mean, VBIV ran all the way up to $6 last year, and then after that, it just started just going on a downward trend. But I do like the level of data that they provide. It's just that they need to provide faster data in order to scale up its share price. I mean, not so much news coming out from the VBI 2902. I'm just wondering if they're trying to focus more on the hepatitis B product right now, from my perspective. So who knows? We'll see. But that's where I see with VBIV. I do feel like there's other product or companies that can do much better than VBIV at this point. But just knowing that it's at $3, I mean, it's not like it's going to drop by like 50% or anything like that. So let's say if you want to make 30% on gains, 50% on gains, where you exit at $6 or even further beyond that, then there's a high probability of that happening, of its share price reaching beyond the $5. It's just a matter of time. But from my perspective, there's so much other plays out there that can add more value from how I see it. Next ticker I wanted to share with you is ENZC, ENZC. And just on Friday, it ran 21%. It went up like 3 cents from like its drop to like 11 cents. So it just spiked all the way back up, close to 3 cents, 14 cents now. ENZC. So this is a company not to ignore, because at one point it reached all the way up to like 95 cents from its prior resistance, and definitely undervalued right now. So this is definitely going to take a bull run from how I see ENZC. And I wouldn't ignore this company because it can add value in the long run with Enzalytics. So I just wanted to point that out with this company here. It can make a key difference for investing here. ENZC. Next is SENS I wanted to share with you. That's SENS, currently at $2.12. This is a company that is creating, manufacturing, developing implantable glucose monitoring devices. We know that this type of disease with diabetes and all that, it's only going to increase year over year, and that's just the nature of how we see things, and that's why SENS is heading in the right direction. I mean, definitely undervalued, right? I mean, at one point it reached up to like $5.27. So once it bypasses its prior resistance of $5.27, I do believe that it's going to run all the way up to like $10. Yeah, thanks for sharing all that information about VBIV. It's a virus-like particle VLP vaccine candidates, VBI 2902. Yeah, thanks for updating me with that information as well. So Tetra Biopharmaceuticals, definitely. Thank you for asking, Rock. Tetra. And then next is TBPMF. Thanks, Rock, for that. Okay, we will look at TBPMF. Tetra Biopharma. Okay, so currently at 3 cents. So it ran from like 9 cents to 36 cents. So this company has been on a bull run just recently. Why, right? So this company is focused on chemotherapy products. As we look at their website, let's see what they're focused on. So they're focused on drug development programs in inflammation, pain, ophthalmology, and oncology, aimed at bringing novel drugs and treatments to patients and their healthcare providers. Well, their website looks pretty cool. Now, let's look at their pipeline. So they're not just working on one product pipeline. They have a number of different products here. And they do have 505(b)(2) in line with the US FDA. They have items in non-clinical. They have items in phase 2. So they have products related to pain, inflammation, ophthalmology, oncology. I like this company. Just getting a quick glance at what this company does, I like their company in terms of what they're doing. I mean, they are in the niche environment of pain. We know people just have so much pain related to cancers. There's so much inflammation going on. And here they have cytokine release syndrome specific for COVID-19 patients. They have ophthalmology products, cancer-related products for carcinoma. They are in ARDS trials. This is my first time looking at this company, but thank you for sharing that. I do like what this company is focused on, and they are a leader in cannabinoid-derived drug discovery development. That's the key word, cannabinoid. Is engaged in the development of an advanced and growing pipeline of biopharmaceuticals containing cannabinoids and other medicinal plant-related elements. There you go, man. Tetra Biopharma. That is the huge game changer right here. TBPMF. Thank you for sharing that. I have belief that this company will break the $1 range. And just looking at 2018, they did break the $1 range already. So it's going to climb back up easily. Just looking at their prior resistance, this kind of reminds me of like Zomedica right here. When you look at like Zomedica's prior performance back in like 2017, 2018, it was like at $2. This one's only at $1. However, that $1 is coming very soon. I mean, looking at their products, their price target is easily going to break the $1 from my perspective, just looking at Tetra Biopharma. So thank you so much, Rock, for sharing that. In cannabinoids right now, that's the name of the game, similar to like SKYE Bioscience, specific to glaucoma. This company has a niche environment for so much things that are working on pain. We know that CBD, cannabinoids, THC works for pain. We know that. For cancer, there's research data demonstrating that cannabis does reduce the size of tumors in the brain. You look on Netflix, you can watch videos on that. It's already clinically proven. But if you have companies that are driving the use of natural medicine using cannabinoids in the field of biopharmaceuticals, that's definitely the game changer. So thank you, Rock. That's a value add play. TBPMF. So I'm going to continue to monitor that company as well. So next up, I wanted to share with you all is Ideonomics. Please continue to leave some stock plays for us to monitor, because this is how we all learn from one another. And if you all want to share any plays that you think will bull run, please leave it in the chat below. So next we're looking at Ideonomics, IDEX. Previously, back in April 19, this was at the low $2, and now it's already climbing up to like close to $3 threshold. It broke the $3 April 29th, however, it started dropping down to $2.94. However, I do feel like it's still undervalued. At one point in week 1 of February, it ran all the way up to like mid $5. So if you park your money here, you can definitely gain on like 100% in positive proceeds with IDEX alone. It's on a bullish run at this time, and this company is really streamlining how we look at fintech, electric vehicles. It's really going to transform how we look at streamlining the process for EV and fintech, as what I previously mentioned, and that's why Ideonomics is definitely going to change the game. And you look here, Solo Electric Mechanica, at one point it ran all the way up from like $2 all the way up to double-digit share price range. They work on electric vehicle companies where you have 2 seats or 2 tires in the back, 1 tire in the front. In fact, I sat in one Solo at a mall in the Bay Area, and they are taking purchase orders right now. They are going to be rolling out Solo vehicles in California, Arizona, Oregon as well. But this company will start taking market share in the electric vehicle space, and it will add value, at least in the concentrated areas in high populated cities. Very small compact car, and can definitely be a game changer. Zomedica, definitely a company to look into. I mean, I recommended Zomedica at 6-7 cents back in 2020, and it ran all the way up to like $2.80. However, it's reached the floor at $1, but that's not to say it won't run up even further. I do feel like it's going to break the $3 coming soon, with Andrew Cohen, the CEO, to announce data on its strategy for commercializing True Pharma, the diagnostic product to diagnose dogs and cats whether there's thyroid related problems with eating. Bionanogenomics, still undervalued. I mean, this previously ran all the way up to like $15. BNGO, this company based out in San Diego, they are working on providing diagnostics. They have consumables, reagents, accessories, ancillary products, and they have a product called Sapphire specific for like COVID-19 as well. And it's definitely the play right now for biotech when you are looking for a genomics play. That's a ticker not to ignore. One other ticker I wanted to share with you, I mean, currently undervalued, is Organovo, right? ONVO. This is a San Diego-based company. We know that 3D bioprinting is the name of the game right now. At one point, early February, it ran all the way up to $21. However, definitely undervalued right now. But what goes down will go up, because I have belief that as companies start going back into the office, companies like Organovo will take a V-shape up, and currently undervalued from my perspective. And my price target for this company will be like $25 within reach, coming very soon. And it's only going to just spike up from my perspective, and definitely undervalued. So a lot of people are not attracted to this company, but I do believe in Organovo's technology. They're trying to transform how we do a clinical trials. So they make artificial livers. So rather than testing humans on pre-approved drug products, you can evaluate toxicity using these 3D bioprinted artificial organs instead of like real actual humans being evaluated. So that's a potential play from my perspective as well. So next ticker I wanted to share with you is Nano Dimension, NNDM. So definitely undervalued at this time. We know that January it popped up to like $16. 52-week range high was $17. Now it's at $7. I mean, you could have got this at like less than $1, but it's still undervalued at this time. It lost most of its value since January 25th. The fact that it lost more than 60%, it's definitely undervalued, and I have high belief that it can run. Hey Ronnie, thank you for joining. It's MAGA in the house. Thanks, Albert, for joining and sharing all that information. I really appreciate you sharing all that information. You have a good night, man. All right? Thank you. So, looking at Nano Dimension, I mean, they are trying to streamline the whole manufacturing sector in electronics, PCBs. In fact, they just partnered up with a company where they acquired Micromechanics, 3D printing leader, Nano Fabrica. In fact, they also acquired a deep learning AI-based company called DeepCube. So they have the money to be making all these powerhouse moves, right? So that's why I do feel like NNDM will start running with just news to come. So that's how I see it. Thanks, thanks, Albert. You're cool, man. You have a wonderful night, man. God bless you. So Nano Dimension, currently undervalued. Definitely undervalued right now, and just wanted to share that with you all. MAGA, any new hot picks that you have in place? I mean, here are some of the plays. I'll just throw it out there that everyone has shared here. Just Lane, thank you so much. Okay, good night. You have a wonderful night, and let's gain on positive proceeds this upcoming week. You know what I mean? So we talked about INND, BBRW, KNOS, SIML, VTGN, HTBX, SNPW, OCGN, VBIV, Tetra Biopharma. I mean, that's a value add play. Tetra Biopharma is TBPMF. They use cannabinoid research to come up with their biopharmaceutical products based out in Canada for various diseases like pain, inflammation, oncology, tumors. So those are the tickers that we've discussed about, as well as HCMC, INND, SKYE, BLSP, IMTL, RIOT, TKAT, TKAT, which you suggested, Ronnie, TGGI, ICBU, VXIT, SOAN, GGII is one that can potentially run. I mean, it ran all the way up by like 4,400% GGII, an energy-based play. AKUS, ENZC, OCGN, SENS, IDEX, NNDM. And next up, we will be talking about JAGX, Jaguar Health. So MAGA is the one who recommended JAGX here, Jaguar Health, and at one point it ran all the way up to $4. I mean, it's at $151. This company makes products in the audience, patients who have AIDS, HIV, dogs who have diarrhea problems, HIV AIDS patients who have symptoms of diarrhea, and they have an FDA approved product, the only FDA approved product in that arena for diarrhea. So that's huge, and it will reach its prior resistance. I mean, it ran all the way up to $4, and since January, we know energy stocks, most stocks in OTC, um, biotech, you name it. I mean, it's been on a downward trajectory. But what goes down will go up, right? I mean, we can't foresee how things will look in the future, but JAGX, the fact that they're the only FDA approved drug product right now, I mean, most clinicians are only going to have to prescribe and administer JAGX products, right? When you have patients in hospitals or going on site needing drug products, and it's basically monopolizing that arena until you have different companies coming out with that drug product or a similar product that can provide the same efficacy. So HCMC down 20%. I mean, HCMC, supposedly there's going to be news coming out May 3rd, so it may run up. I mean, MAGA, at least you saw a 37% gain on Friday, so that was an eye opener, so that really helped. But hopefully, you know, it'll continue to run up even more. So that's most of the tickers that I covered. Are there any other tickers that you all wanted to share? I mean, with RIOT blockchain, Mara, I mean, it's been just yo-yoing effect. I mean, I feel like with companies like RIOT and Mara, MARA, these are companies that you can swing trade so easily. Look at this; it's so jumpy, right? It went from like $11, like Q4 of last year, all the way up to like $77. Oh my gosh! And then it just went back down. You park your money at $40, it's gonna pop up to 60. You park your money at $40, it's gonna go up to 50. You park your money at high 40s, it's gonna go up by 60. You park your money at 38, you know it's gonna pop back up to that amount right now because it's definitely a stock that has that jumpy effect. And let's say if you are a day trader or a swing trader, this is definitely a company not to ignore right here, RIOT blockchain, because it's so jumpy, right? I mean, it has a yo-yo effect within days. So if you hold it for a week, if you see like, you know, share prices of like, you know, $38 or below, take it. $38 or below, you can take that and it will go up. I mean, even at $40, you know, it's going to jump up to 60. So you gain, you know, a certain percentage. And then once it goes back down, you can do that. But that depends on what type of investor you are. But just looking at the trends, it's so jumpy. One other play I wanted to share with you. What was that one play that I wanted to share? Okay, I'm drawing a blank. There's just so much stocks that I've been just throwing out there. But is there anything else that you all wanted to cover in terms of stocks that can run? I mean, let's relook at HCMC here. So that's juicy right there, 005. And it's been just taking a downward trajectory. Now it's been just climbing up. Now at the 002. Come tomorrow, when can it go up another 40% and beyond? That would be good for shareholders, and hopefully there's going to be good news coming out for HCMC. What do you think about Loopring LRC? Thanks for that, Rock LRC. ZKIN. Okay, we will look at that as well. I remember you bringing that up, Ronnie, for ZKIN. We'll look at that right after. Okay, so not Lam Research. I know that for sure. Lam Research. I remember getting Lam Research at $71, and let's see how much it is now. 620. My gosh, this is a climber. I remember I got this like years ago at $71. I got out like at 240 something. Now it's 620. Dang, that's crazy. All right, so Loopring LRC, cryptocurrency. I mean, anything crypto related can run. I mean, at 3 cents, up to 58 cents. That's huge. And it ran up to 77 cents. It's going to break that, you know. Just this type of environment right now with crypto plays, it's going to run from my perspective. So LRC, I mean, it's going to run. I mean, there's no question about that. So Rock, you know, definitely going to continue running up. I mean, if it already reached the high point of 86 cents, it's going to bypass that, you know. It's going to just set new milestones from my perspective. So I hope that helps. I mean, looking at the max here, I mean, at one point it got up to $1.34. So these are the type of plays you really want to get involved with, because it's kind of like Ethereum Classic, right? I mean, I like Ethereum Classic because it never broke its prior performance of like 2018, and it just recently did. So what you see here will be soon going to bypass its prior performance very soon. I mean, we can't predict the future, but the fact that crypto right now is the name of the game, it's going to bypass this from how I see it. So that's just my perspective of crypto currency plays right now. So thanks for asking that, and thanks for sharing Loopring. Next up is ZKIN. All right, $30 is price target. Man, that's going to be amazing. That's juicy. Currently at $6. It ran up to $12 at one point. I remember this company providing materials for like the Olympics. Is that right, Ronnie? I believe that was it. Providing steel materials, and they're part of like providing that material for the Olympics. ZK International is a China-based engineering company building and investing in innovative technologies for the modern world. So we have the expertise to tailor the specifications of our products, providing clients with environmentally friendly and safe water and gas pipeline networks. They have nearly 2,000 projects. They have a strong competitive advantage. So definitely differentiated, and this kind of reminds me of like EHang, the drone type of company, where it just ran up from like single digits all the way up close to like 100. Blockchain and NFT play. Okay, well there it goes. I mean, Ronnie's forecasting $30 for ZKIN here, so that can be huge gains. I mean, it ran up $14 for a 52-week high, so definitely 60%, 70% from its prior resistance. So if you park your money, you can at least just gain on that right there. How's EHang doing? $27, this drone company here, very futuristic, innovative company. One point got all the way up to $124. I was looking at this at like $11, and then it just ran all the way up. So that's like 1,000% gain. 124, and it took a quick dip within a day from like 124 to 46, and it ran back up to 61. However, it's on a downward trajectory. But from a long-term perspective, definitely undervalued as well. And EHang, it can start running back up in the long run. So, you know, it's a China-based company as well, and they are in the sector for aerospace and defense, drone technology, where they can carry people. So what else is there? Let's see how Doge is doing right now. I mean, this is one of the new milestones. I mean, 7 cents all the way up to like 40 cents within a matter of days for Dogecoin is huge. Let's see how Ethereum Classic is doing. $45. That's huge. All right, so Jason, you're still on. Another OTC stock to watch on is NWGC, New World Gold Corp. Once news starts coming out, I think they'll get bought out. Okay, so NWGC, and then NOVN. All right, thank you for sharing that, Jason and Ronnie. Let's take a look at NWGC. You can, like God. In fact, Webull allows for you to do so now with Doge. I haven't tried it, but I got information about Webull how you can buy Doge now. I know they had like a beta release, but I believe now it's actually in full-fledged play right now. So according to Jason, JMC, there may be a potential buyout with New World Gold Corporation. Previously ran all the way up to like 1 cent, close to 2 cents. $17 million company in the OTC market. So undervalued at this time. They have 12 million shares traded. Not so much. But definitely something that can run. I mean, if to Jason's point, once news starts coming out, they can get bought out. It can start going back up. So thank you, Jason, JMC, for sharing New World Gold Corp. A potential play here. If it goes up to like, 1 cent, that's huge. Or if it goes up to its prior resistance, right, 0.015, that's doubling up right there, your funds. All right, so next up, we're going to look at Ronnie's play here, MAGA, NOVN, NOVN. All right, so a NASDAQ play. The owner of Gold Properties through the subsidiary, I've been looking at some of the other over-the-counter stocks. I have a few. Okay, so NOVN. All right, so Friday it ran up by 3%. Previously ran all the way up to 255. All right, so it looks like this is a biotech company in North Carolina, perhaps in the skin sector. We're looking at their website now. So we're leveraging our proprietary NitroSil technology platform to develop innovative first-in-class therapies for unmet medical needs across multiple therapeutic areas. So looking at their pipeline, they have coronavirus, okay, dermatology in phase 3. Oh my gosh, that's huge. So this company is well established because they got products in phase 3. Acne, that's huge. People will pay money for acne related stuff. Teniopaitis, they're in phase 2. Atopic dermatitis, psoriasis, that's huge. Genital warts, that's huge. HPV is huge. Preclinical, gastroenterology. Yeah, they have a number of different products here. NOVN. Let's look at their careers page. So they're hiring a drug product development director. Oh shoot! So that's tomorrow. So this might be a potential play, y'all, for tomorrow, where they're going to be announcing phase 3 on either the SB206 or the SB204. So acne vulgaris or the molluscum indication for dermatology. So definitely value add products that they are working on, right? When I talk about the needs versus wants, people need these products whenever there's health related diseases that they are impacted with. So that's why companies like NOVN, thanks to Ronnie, because he's always giving us value add plays like TKAT running up at the time when the ticker was running and people made money, and that's all from MAGA sharing information. I mean, NOVN is another potential play here, right? Similar to like HCMC with news tomorrow, May 3rd. VXIT has news coming out tomorrow as well with a guest speaker on T-cell response that company can run. NOVN, the fact that they will be announcing stage 3 clinical trials on either the SB206, as you can see here, phase 3, or SB204. That's going to be potentially running. Risk management is key. Yeah, I mean, that's my biggest problem. I mean, rocket picks. Thank you for sharing that. I mean, we all tend to look at companies with potential skyrocket potential, but we always have to be mindful of like risk as well, right? Because risk is very important to consider as well. Um, Whether you are a long investor, swing, or a day trader, risk management is something we always have to be mindful about. So thank you for bringing that into perspective, Rocket Picks. Ronnie, any other hot picks that you have? Here's one other play I wanted to share with you all. I remember like signing up for a conference for SKYE Bioscience, and before actually watching SKYE, Slinger Bag was up previously before SKYE Bioscience. While just listening in on Slinger Bag, this is a company that makes machines for tennis players. So we know now with COVID and all that, I mean, it's very hard to find a partner to play tennis with you, and this company makes slinger bags where it shoots out tennis balls based on how you want the trajectory, and then people can practice and perform, at least competitive people. They sign partnerships where they're able to distribute, like in Russia, Japan. They partnered up with known reputable companies, and at that time it was at $1, right? Like February time frame, and now it's bull run all the way up to like freaking, it went $6 from $1. That's huge, just making these slinger bags where it shoots out tennis balls. And we know that tennis is just a sophisticated sport that will continue to grow in the long run. And the question is, can this break double-digit share price range? I mean, not so much volume of shares being traded, right? When you look here, 5,000, but it's climbing. That's the thing. That's the unique thing about this company. At 88 cents, and now it's ramped up to like $6 to $5. That's just huge. Yeah, I mean, SKYE Bioscience. Ronnie, we were talking about SKYE earlier. And SKYE is just the company that I have my biggest conviction in. So now we're going to talk about SKYE Bioscience, because I'm always watching Puneet Dhillon, the CEO, showcasing himself as a CEO. And the fact that we see accumulation here since March for 2 months long, establishing ground at 12 cents. The next catapult will be coming up, and it's going to be exciting times for us, Ronnie, because this is going to be huge for SKYE Bioscience. We know that 2019 it got all the way up to like $1.19, and once that time comes, once it hits that $1.19 beyond, it's going to be huge. And with Jazz Pharmaceuticals acquiring GW Pharmaceuticals, that validates the paradigm shift where using natural medicine, cannabinoids, is really changing how we look at healthcare, right? I mean, we know that cannabis-related companies, it does reduce cancers, tumors, and this will only change how we look at healthcare using at least, SKYE Bioscience's THC VHS for glaucoma patients, a bioengineered prodrug to bring down the IOP levels in people's eyes, at least glaucoma patients' eyes, so that their optic nerve can be protected with neuroprotection, as well as having adequate flow in the eye, which prevents the increase in the intraocular pressure or hypertension in the eye. And definitely undervalued still, because this is going to gap up to 27 cents and then reach 77 cents from my perspective in Q2, Q3. And then once we hear news on it entering human trials, Q3, Q4, potentially in 2021, close to the end of the year, beyond $1 share price range. It's going to be huge for SKYE Bioscience. You might as well name this company Space Bioscience, because that time is coming, and those who listen and capitalize on taking an ownership of SKYE Bioscience shares will gain on huge positive proceeds. You know, it's definitely an area of uncertainty for those who aren't familiar with the science of cannabinoids, but this company has bioengineered its product, not using like cannabis from your local dispensary. They're working with University of Mississippi, which is the only school entity where the United States DEA has provided legal license for University of Mississippi to research and develop and manufacture cannabis. And the fact that it has 50 years of data, University of Mississippi, and the fact that SKYE Bioscience has an all-star team, right, with scientists from University of Spain and Italy, as well as experts in the field of ophthalmology, such as Goldman from Stanford University, doctors from Mount Sinai. They're putting together one of the soon to be the greatest drug product for glaucoma patients who are dealing with blindness, and people are willing to pay for that type of drug product that delivers safe and effective products. And with phase 1 clinical trials, it's not going to take so long, because once you add that solvent into the eye, you measure for safety and tolerability, and if things demonstrate safety and if the clinical investigator doesn't submit any serious adverse events, this company is going to be shifting into phase 2 immediately, and that's when the inflection point will occur. You have institutions buying in, and this is when the share price starts skyrocketing and becomes Space Bioscience. So just wanted to highlight that point there. But definitely this is my number one play right here, SKYE Bioscience, because that share price will pop up very soon with this 2 month of accumulation. You know, the leaders of SKYE, they're just waiting to announce that data, and once that data gets announced, it's going to be huge. Because what I like so much about this company is, like, it's not like your typical vaccine play where you have a number of competitors, right? This company has not so many competitors. You have like Pfizer, you have Bausch and Lomb for latanoprost, different commercial drug products, but those drug products have demonstrated that it's not even as effective when you look at preclinical trials comparison. So just like what Maga's saying, my number one also, this is definitely my number one play as well too, and we're gonna ride it together, and we're gonna reach the sky with SKYE Bioscience. And it's not a matter of if, but a matter of when, because when you look at this whole performance, I mean, it's been on a downward trajectory since its IPO of like 6 years ago at $7.50. When you look at it from a long-term perspective, what goes down very fast like that? Well, you know what? There's potential for it to skyrocket as well. That's amazing, Jason. You are a very smart dude, man, for taking a position with ASTI. So we're going to shift over now from my high conviction play, SKYE Bioscience, over to ASTI. I mean, ASTI has a CEO who has experience in Singapore. We know Singapore is like one of the most advanced countries, like Israel, right? When you think of like Israel, Germany, Singapore, those are like the innovative countries. And the fact that you have a CEO coming from Singapore, and the fact that ASTI has more than 70 patents, that alone will tell you that the share price will reach beyond the 10 cents. In fact, it did reach 7 cents at one point early February. So that's not to say that it can't catapult up. As what I mentioned earlier with energy related plays, energy will start catapulting up. You look at companies like BLSP, SunPower, Ideal Power, IWPR, SNUW, Single Point, SING, ASTI, they will have their bull runs, because what goes down, at least in the last 2 months, will start climbing back up. And that's smart that you took an investment play with ASTI, because this isn't your typical solar type of company. They're working with aerospace, and they have patents related to that. They're working with the government, and to your point, potentially working with NASA under a drug product or with their solar products, that's going to be huge. But not new news coming out, but from a long-term perspective, this company has state-of-the-art patented technology, and it's been exposed in like very reputable websites. So ASTI is a play not to ignore, just knowing that energy has been taking a hit in the long run. So yeah, I mean, I've been doing the live since it's been an hour and 51 minutes, so I'll give it some more time. Let's say if you have any more stocks that you want to go through, please leave it in the chat right now, or if you have any topics for us to discuss about, please leave it in the chat comment box. Are there any stocks that you think will run in the year 2021 that you want to share? What are the stocks, and why do you think they are value add plays? So please leave it in the text chat box, and we will cover it. But yeah, I really appreciate those of you who've listened in here. Just sharing so much knowledge. It's great that we all do what we do. With Ronnie sharing NOVN, SB206, everyone just sharing information. It's amazing at how much information we have, like Rock, you providing all this insight with the crypto plays. So just really appreciate all of the information sharing that we all give one another, because we can only succeed when we share information like TBPMF, LRC, ZKIN, NWGC. So thank you all for everything that you do. And yeah, I just hope that, like the last 2 months have been a bad beating, but that's not to say that there's other stocks that have been doing well. And hopefully, we start seeing an upward trajectory. So we're looking at the futures of S&P. It looks like 31% increase here, and then Dow futures 35%. So at least a bounce back from Friday's downward pullback. So that's looking positive. And the question is, while the weather starts to change and gets warmer, will we start seeing a bull run in biotech? Will we start seeing a bull run in energy plays? Will we start seeing a bull run in international stocks like ZKIN, TKAT? Yeah, Rock. I mean, I've been thinking about that too. Like, hey, like when should I be doing these schedules? But I'm thinking at least Sundays, right? Because I think that's when most people are available. So I'm at least trying to schedule sometime Sunday. What do you all think? Like, what's the best time for all of you? Like, we appreciate you, Danny. Blood is thicker than water, but thinner than bread. Yep. I mean, we're all here to gain on the positive proceeds. Gaining on financial freedom is key, right? And we all can't do it alone. It's kind of like what geese do, right? I mean, just sharing with you all everything I'm learning from everyone, and just resharing that information back, as well as taking new learnings from what everyone is sharing and absorbing that information. Because one key thing is, it's not about people being smart, it's about how they are smart, right? So how are we being smart? We're continuously learning. It's not about knowledge is power, right? But putting knowledge into action is power, and that's the key thing. Yeah, so I'm at least gonna start trying to do live events on Sunday. The question is like when, possibly like during the evening times. And I know there's a lot of people on the East Coast too, so maybe not too late, so people can listen in on and go from there. But hey, I just wanted to get your guys' insights, in terms of videos that I record. Like, what do you like? What don't you like? And what should I do differently? I mean, I would love to hear your feedback in terms of how I can improve, because I've been doing recordings for, it hasn't gone past a year yet, but I started like July, August, so getting close to 1 year of YouTube recording. But so far, I just wanted to to at least to just gain some insight on how I can improve, because continuous feedback will help me improve on how I can deliver the message better. Like, are you trying to see more new stocks? Like, should I be like minimizing the amount of stocks that I provide in videos? Like, what do you think I should do differently? So Rock, thanks for supporting with the new t-shirt, you know. Yeah, so it seems like Sunday works best for everyone. I mean, I'm just trying to accommodate for everyone. Because sometimes I do it on weekdays, but you know, I know that there's a lot of people that are going to be working and all that, so that might impact others or those who have conflicts not being able to join in. But at least Sunday, you know, it's well before the market's going to be opening up, and we have fresh ideas on like potential plays, and we're all here to eat. You know, we're all here to gain on positive proceeds and share information. Yeah, so we'll give it like another 3 minutes, and if there isn't any other stocks that we all want to talk about, you know, I guess I'll end it at like 2 hours after a live stream. But it's been a great time being able to share more insights, and thank you so much for all the interaction, the dialogue that you all provide, and everyone asking questions, providing feedback. And you know, I don't know the answers, and it's great for you all to chime in and provide all that feedback as well. So, you know, much appreciated. And, you know, if you all wonder, like, what's my number one play? My number one play that I have the biggest conviction in is SKYE Bioscience, SKYE. Why? I don't know. It's just, you know, in life, you know, some people invest by diversifying so much, but, you know, I tend to have like a number one play, and I stick with it, and I try to stay patient in the market, because I have lessons learned with like Zomedica. I had like at one point 250,000 shares of Zomedica. I sold it at 16 cents a week before it ran all the way up to the whole dollar range. That was huge experience that I've learned from. But you know, that's what happens when you're impatient, when you move things around. So I've learned to become a more patient investor, and that's why I've shaped myself to become more of a long-term investor from just experience like that, because that would have been like the biggest play of history to date with my investment strategy. But you know, that's what happens. You live and you learn. But yeah, it was painful, Maga. But you know, that's the nature of investing, right? You make moves, and you don't capitalize when you make the erroneous moves. But I moved everything into SKYE at that point when I did that. So that's why I have high conviction in SKYE, and patience is the number one thing right now at this point. So that's how I see gaining on huge positive proceeds. And yep, ZOM and BNGO. I mean, I know that you made huge positive proceeds on Zomedica and Bionanogenomics, Ronnie, and that's just great, because those are just runners, right? I mean, Zomedica. Let's take a look at that. From 7 cents all the way up to 2.90. 7 cents back in November, and it bam, it ran all the way up to 2.90. But hey, now's a great time. I mean, even though it's gone up by like over 1,000% from 7 cents, or 1,300%, where it's at right now with $1, it's gonna start running up soon. And Bionanogenomics, you know, genomics is the name of the game right now. So that company is in the single digits right now, and it will catapult back up to the 15 for sure. I had NSPR at 42 cents. It had a 1-for-15 reverse split. Oh man. Inspire MD. Okay, that's the one that we've talked about, right? No, we did not actually. So Inspire MD. So you had a hard lesson as well. So yeah, we live and we learn, man. We live and we learn with the stock market. But you know what? We're gonna gain huge in 2021. And here's one thing I wanted to share with you. And this is the law of vibration, right? I mean, everything in life is all moving in motion right now. And when you understand the power of awareness, when you understand yourself with your conscious mind and your unconscious mind, if you understand that you have a goal, and if you really desire to become a certain person, and if you have a belief that you will get to a certain state, you will become that person. So you are what you think. So based on what your desires are, when you can take the assumption that that's where you want to be in life, if that's your true desire, then you will get there. It's all how you make that paradigm shift in yourself, and that's the theory of vibration. So that's just one key thing I wanted to share with you. I've been just reading a book, The Power of Awareness, how to really understand your conscious and subconscious mind. What are your true desires? So inside, you just have to really understand what's your I am. So I am what I think I am. I am who I think I am. I am who I want to become. So for me, my goal is providing. I want to become a certain person where I can share information with others, gain knowledge, and use that knowledge and put it into action. And that's basically what I want to do. So can you give a time next Sunday? What time works best, do you think, Rock, for you? SNGX. Thank you for asking that, Natasha. I actually do have a play in SOAN as well. I got it at the high price. I got $2.20. But we will look at SOAN. What time would work best for Sunday? Do you think like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time? What do you think would work best? So overall, I mean, SOAN definitely undervalued, and it will run back up to $2.33 at least at a minimum. SOAN will run. So I would highly recommend SOAN as well. I mean, I'm still holding on to SNGX. I'm still at a loss right now, but I'm not worried because I know that in the long run, it's going to run. Okay, so 7 o'clock. Okay, definitely. I will keep that at 7, just getting that routine of 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time on Sundays. Seems like that works for everyone. So Sundays would be awesome. And please make sure, come with the stocks, like, your top 3 stock picks, because if each person could come up with like 3 top stocks, we all have a number of stocks we can talk about and providing our whys, right? Why do we like this stock play? And that will really help each other understand where is the value in certain stocks. And I know we all are knowledgeable, we have experience, and not to say that everyone will have the experience, but for those of you who are just here to really learn about different stocks that can really add value and provide bread for one another, then please join in as well and share that information, learn. It's all about listening. That's how we learn here. Oh man, so like God, are you talking about SOAN 80 cents? Yeah, I mean, I got in at the high point. I got in like when it was running up around here. I thought I was going to bump up to like $5. So I'm like at the high point. So how I bought SOAN was incorrect, but how you buy right now is how you make money, right? How I bought is how I'm going to have to be more patient. How I bought was at the time when it was bull running, but how you buy is when it's not bull running. I mean, it is slightly bull running, but if you get it at 130 or 128, much better than 144, but at least it shows confidence that it can start running up. Yeah, thanks, Maga. Yeah, and if you haven't done so, please hit the like on the most recent video. I mean, it will help. I mean, I haven't really been doing like YouTube videos for so long, but you know, it's all from your contributions with liking, you know, and commenting and just sharing it to your network because I'm a little fish in the sea when it comes to like other YouTubers, but you know, um, I like doing things differently. You know, I personally don't like research other YouTubers and I try to find different stocks that they're sharing and then I create videos. That just takes away the authenticity of your type of approach, right? So I watch stock for an hour or at a times a few days now. Yeah, and I noticed like God, you tend to comment a lot too. So you know, thanks for everything that you do. And you know, Maga, he's a sweet guy. I mean, he actually sent me like a gift with like quality of mine and quality of night. I was like, wait, who sent me this? And I kept just trying to figure out like why I just got this in the mail, and then all of a sudden I got a comment from Maga like, hey, did you receive the gift? And I was like, wait, was that you? So that was just very generous. You know, very grateful for what Maga had done for just surprising me like that. And you know, in life, it's all about just having that sense of gratitude, and I'm just grateful for those who are just so gracious, for being very kind, and you know, having that sense of sharing. So I really appreciate you know just the great people that I meet, just on YouTube and social media platforms because throughout the year I've just learned so much from people, and you know it really helps me learn on how I can build on a growth mindset too. Yeah, thanks, Rock. Thanks for the update. Yeah, you're welcome, Natasha. Yeah, I really appreciate you know you asking and all that. Definitely, man. The media is very misleading. It definitely is. So you always have to have a a skeptical hat on. You know, you can't believe everything that you hear, read. Always make sure that you understand why people are sharing certain data. What's in it for them? What's in it for you, right? So always got to understand that piece of information. Um, it's very hard to forecast the future, right? But it's easy for you to find out quality companies, knowing what their competitive advantage is, and you know you just got to be hopeful to see the share price grow, right? I mean, we're all like thinking certain stocks will go up, but you know, if we can do our research to understand why this stock is unique versus others, that's really what separates you know value investors over investors who just hear information and just ride the wave with other people. That's what comes down to doing your deep dive analysis on companies. Um, I remember like I learned about SKYE Bioscience. It was previously called Emerald Bioscience. I woke up like at 5 in the morning, and then I just like sat in the bathroom, and then I just started reading a Yahoo article, and somehow like there was a Yahoo article on the company, and I started reading further into it, and then I just got locked in just reading about the leadership team because I like investing in companies when I do the research on the leadership team, like the CEO, and if I like what I'm reading, that's when I'm locked in, and at that point on, I mean, I just never looked back, and that's when I started making videos of like SKYE Bioscience, which was previously EMBI, and I never learned it from anyone, you know, and it was just through myself doing the research, and I wanted to share that information. So that's really how I learned about that company, and just wanted to share it back with you all. Um, yeah, it's cool, man. You know, we're all learning from one another, and it's great, you know, how we all can just share information. I think all these stocks will soar one day. Some may be this year, some might be 10 years from now, but it will come. See, that's that hopeful thinking, and you know, we have that positive outlook in life, and that is what binds us all together, right? I mean, in life there's always going to be the positive people and there's going to be the negative people, and you know, with the whole theory of vibration, the law of vibration, you know, we surround ourselves with positive people, and I personally feel those who are in this chat right now have that mindset of looking at life from a positive outlook, right? Versus like having that whole negativity in place. And that's why we are here today. I mean, not because we're all strictly about just like making money or whatever, but there is an underlying purpose as to why we are here talking today. And just wanted to kind of go beyond just talking about stocks and all that, but it all comes down to our awareness to things, our purpose, our drive, what's our subconscious mind telling us. To me, I see there's like a sense of unity where we all are binded together through just the sharing of information and having that sense of connectedness. And I'm gonna relay this back to just how geese work together, right? I mean, I just wanted to share this one thing with you, like why I'm so big on just with whole geese outlooks. So lessons learned from the geese. So this is one thing I wanted to share with you. So leadership lessons from geese here. So all right, so it's very hard to read this here, but this was from a famous scientist, a doctor. So lessons from the geese. Okay, so I hope you're able to read this here. So lessons from the geese. As each bird flaps its wings, it creates an uplift for the bird following by flying a V formation. So we always wonder, like, why do birds fly in a V formation? Like the mighty ducks, why are they in a V formation, right? So by flying in a V formation, as you can see here in the picture, the V shape, the whole flock adds 71% greater flying range than if the bird flew alone. So we know that we can't do things alone. We know that we can't make money by ourselves, right? That's why we're here to share information. And the lesson, people who share a common direction and sense of community can get where they are going quicker and easier because they are traveling on the thrust of one another. Isn't that what we're doing? We're sharing stocks that can add value to one another, right? And as a result, we can thrust at a faster scale. Whenever a goose falls out of formation, it suddenly feels the drag and resistance of trying to fly alone and quickly gets back in formation to take advantage of the lifting power of the bird immediately in front. Lesson: if we have as much sense as a goose, we will stay in formation with those who are headed where we want to go and be willing to accept their help as well as give ours to others. 3. When the lead bird gets tired, which is the bird in the front here of the V point here, V formation, it rotates back into formation and another goose flies at the point position. Lesson: it pays to take turns doing hard tasks and sharing leadership with people. As with geese, we are interdependent of each other. So there is shared leadership going on with the whole geese species, right? Not one single goose is the leader. All of these, single geese, they share leadership roles. And here's the really cool thing right here. With number 5, when a goose gets sick or wounded or shot down, 2 geese drop out of formation and follow it down to help protect it. They stay with it until it is able to fly again or dies. Then they launch out on their own with another formation or catch up with the flock. Lesson: if we had as much sense as geese, we too will stand by each other in difficult times as well as when we are strong. So we always hear the saying, leave no men behind, right? Well, that's true because geese are already doing it. So that's basically one of the cool things. By flying in a V formation, the whole flock adds 71% greater flying range than if each bird flew alone. So that's how geese are able to migrate very far, and that's through shared leadership, that's through teamwork. And that's what we're doing here today, sharing knowledge with one another so that we can put it into action and gain on positive proceeds and lead with an altruistic mindset. Well, there you go. I just wanted to, relay it back to why we are doing what we're doing, and hopefully we all can eat, share information so that we can make money to live and do not live to make money. That's exactly what Maga said right there, and that's basically what it is. We don't want to chase money. We don't want to put ourselves in place. We don't want to define ourselves, put our lives in place to make money, right? But we want to be able to do the right things, be aligned with our purpose. We want to be on that whole realm of ethereal vibration so that money starts being secondary, where it just comes to us, right? Because once you change your vibration, once you try to understand what's your assumption, what are your true desires, understanding your goal, if you really have a goal in your mind, if you think who you are going to become, you will become that person. That's changing how you think, and that's basically revamping your vibration, and that's basically how you are going to get to where you want to be, but ultimately not chasing the money. That's the wrong way to look at how you make money. All right, so to Maga's point, we're going to end it as that: make money to live, do not live to make money. All right, and how do you improve on yourself? Understand what are your true desires, and you are what you think, and once you think a certain way, you will think to become that person of who you want to become. So thank you all for joining, and just want to say God bless, and you all have a wonderful night, and let's gain on huge positive proceeds, and we'll do it again in this live channel at 7 o'clock Sunday time frame. All right, so thank you all for listening in. I really appreciate everything that you do, and we're here to just share knowledge so that we can put it into action, all right, and not be distracted by all the other outside noisy data going on. We're here for a reason, and God bless you all, and have a wonderful